everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a term you hear thrown around all the time, a technology that is seriously one of the most revolutionary of our time, data science. So, what does it really mean? Well, to get a handle on its power, we have to start with one almost unbelievable number. Get this, 2.5 quintillion. Yeah, that's a 2 and a 5, with 18 zeros tacked on the end. It's a number so big, it's hard to even wrap your head around it. And that is how many bytes of data we, you, me, all of us are creating every single day. Every photo you post, every show you stream, every tap on your phone, it all adds up. And that number, it's just getting bigger, faster.
So, with this absolute flood of information washing over us 24/7, the huge question becomes, how in the world do you make any sense of it? How do you find that one piece of useful information, the signal that's buried deep inside all of that digital noise? Well, that is the fundamental problem that data science was born to solve.
Right, so this explosion of information, we call it the data deluge. And the most important thing to understand here is that it's not just that the amount of data has changed, it's the whole nature of the data itself that's different. I mean, think about it. It feels like just yesterday we were using floppy disks to store these tiny amounts of nice, neat, structured data in spreadsheets. And you could use pretty simple tools to figure it all out. But today, oh man, it's a completely different ballgame. We've got massive, messy, unstructured data pouring in from the cloud, from smart devices, from social media. The old ways of doing things, they just don't stand a chance.
And that is exactly where data science steps in. It's the modern-day discipline that's been built from the ground up to handle this new reality. It's basically our modern toolkit for taming that data flood.
Okay, so what is it, really? Well, at its heart, data science is all about pulling useful knowledge out of data. It's the art and science of finding those hidden patterns, those little golden nuggets of insight inside these gigantic, complicated data sets. It's about turning that messy, raw information into something you can actually use to solve real problems. And you know, this quote really hits the nail on the head. See, the goal isn't just to crunch numbers for fun. The whole point is to bring those hidden insights to the surface so that a person or a company can make smarter, better decisions. It's all about turning data into action. Okay, that's the theory. But where do you actually see this stuff in the real world? The answer is pretty much everywhere you look. In fact, you're using it all the time, probably without even thinking about it. You're bumping into data science all day, every day. You know when Netflix just knows what show you're gonna love next? That's data science. Or when Google Maps looks at all the traffic data and magically finds you a faster way to get home? Yep, that's data science too. Even when you upload a photo and Facebook instantly knows who to tag, that's powered by data science. But here's the really cool part. Data science isn't just about confirming things we kinda already guess. Sometimes its most incredible power is in finding connections that are totally unexpected, things a human being would never even think to look for. And one of the best examples of this comes from, well, Walmart of all places. Yeah, I know, it sounds like the start of a really weird joke, right? What on earth could a massive hurricane possibly have to do with a toaster pastry? For Walmart, the answer turned out to be millions of dollars. So, what Walmart's analysts did was dig through these enormous piles of their own sales data, and they found a totally bizarre pattern. Right before a hurricane was about to hit an area, sales of strawberry Pop-Tarts would go through the roof. We're talking 7 times the normal amount. And the craziest part? No one really knows why. But the data didn't lie. So this insight let Walmart get way ahead of the game, shipping tons of Pop-Tarts to stores right in the hurricane's path so they'd be ready for the demand. So how do they actually do that? How does a data scientist go from just a mountain of messy numbers to a crazy insight like Pop-Tarts and hurricanes? Well, the best way to think about it is to imagine them as modern-day detectives. And I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. When a data scientist gets a really tough question, they don't just run the numbers. No, they become investigators. They follow the clues in the data, they look for leads, and they try to piece together the story the evidence is telling them. And that investigation pretty much always follows these 4 steps. First, you've got to get the data. Collect all that raw evidence from all over the place. Then comes step 2, and honestly, this is where a ton of the hard work happens. You have to clean the data. That means fixing errors, filling in the blanks, and just getting it all organized. Only then can you move on to the real fun in step 3, analyzing for patterns and finding those hidden connections. And then the grand finale, step 4. You have to tell the story. You visualize your findings so that other people can understand them and, make better decisions. All right, let's pull back for a second. What's the big picture here? Why should you even care about any of this stuff? Because at the end of the day, this isn't just some buzzword that companies throw around. It is a powerful, revolutionary technology that is literally reshaping the world around us every single day. The insights from data science are like the invisible architecture of our modern lives. They influence the news you see, the products you buy, and even the opportunities you get. It's the engine humming just beneath the surface of everything we do online. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. We know that data science is all about finding these hidden patterns that influence things in surprising ways. So it makes you wonder, what are the hidden patterns that are shaping your world right this very second?